What's up, you guys? It is TBA, and guess what, man? You know, I just want to thank you all for the support, the thumbs up, even the people that give me a thumbs down, man, and hate behind the scenes. You know, y'all might hate me, but I love you. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, if you checked out the title, man, we're closing in on 2,000 subs. When I last checked, we were at 1,910 subscribers. Which means we got 90 subs away from that big 2,000. So I figured, you know, a buddy of mine, Todd the Gun Guy, shout out to him. He did a video very similar to what I'm about to do. And that was how he got his first 1,000 subscribers and how he got started on YouTube. And so I figured, you know what, man, now's a good time to tell you my story of how I ended up. Because actually starting out might actually surprise you, because it wasn't the happy, wonderful start that a lot of people do on YouTube, right? The reasons why I got on YouTube. Back in 2017, I had gotten divorced. You know, it was a very bad marriage. Some of y'all watching this might know the story, but it's just a very bad marriage. So I filed for divorce. You know, because of my work schedule, I wasn't able to have custody of my kids. And that's when this thing called child support started, right? Well, I had just started at UPS, and it was very, very difficult because at the time I wasn't making nothing. And then child support came in and took a lot away of what I was barely making. So I'm getting by scrapes, right? So I finally decided, like, you know, it got to a point where I often had to choose between putting gas in my vehicle to go to work or putting food on the table to feed myself, right? Well, I'm not one person, I don't like people feeling sorry for me. I don't like people having pity for me and all that BS. So I said, you know what, I'm a fighter, man. I'm not dealing with this. So I started catching fish. I've known how to fish all my life. Figured, shoot, I'll catch my food. I'll have what little money I have to put gas in the tank to get to work. It was a struggle. It wasn't easy. Sometimes you get tired of fish, so the only thing I could really afford was ramen noodles at the time. And that's how I got by, you know? But that was how it happened. And as I was fishing in Maryland, I was starting to like it more and more, and started really getting into it. And so, having a conversation one day, I was telling someone, I said, hey, I'd really like to get on the Potomac, man, or I'd like to catch one of them big catfish, man, just them monsters. Someone says, well, man, you want to catch a state record, you need to get on the Potomac River. That's all he had to say. That's all he had to say. So I started doing my research, started watching YouTube, and I came across a page that was called That Hook Set. You know what I'm saying? And I started watching his videos, and I started getting drawn into what he's doing and this and that. And I'm like, man, this guy can catch some fish. So finally, I decided to reach out to him. He decided to take me fishing one day, and the rest was history, man. So we're fishing together, and with me being so broke and seeing that he had just monetized, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I should get on YouTube and see if I can start making some money too. Wasn't sure how the monetization worked at the time, but I said, you know what, let me give it a try, you know, because it's cool that it's your own videos, it's your own ideas, you're working for yourself. And I jumped into YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, starting out, well, I got into YouTube on I dropped my first video on September 7th, 2018. That was when I dropped my first ever video, alright? That's when I found out monetizing, you know, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you have to have 240,000 minutes of watch time, which equates to 4,000 hours. Alright? And the whole entire time, I had fun doing it, you know? Yeah, you want to get your subs, but I had an awesome time doing it, man. It was a great ride. It's still fun now. So sometimes it seems like work, but it's pretty cool when it's your own thing rather than working for someone and having a supervisor. Still got my day job. You know, times are a lot different now than what they were when I first started. But, you know, My biggest thing with getting onto YouTube was teaching people my way. And I wanted to show people that you don't have to spend an exorbitant amount of money just to fish, you know, because some people think you got to drop so much money and spend a lot of money on this and that. Sometimes when you get deeper into it, sometimes you do have to spend a little money, but starting out, you ain't got to spend that much money. I mean, honestly, get yourself one rod, get all the gear you need, and do some research, you know. My buddy Jeff was a perfect example of that, man. He went fishing with me and Jason, and he only been fishing a little over a year. This guy seemed like he'd been fishing his whole life, you know. But it's all in perspective and what you want. Again, my thing was showing people you can catch all kinds of fish on affordable gear. I don't like really spending too much money on gear anyways. I will, but not all the time, you know. So I remember when I got my first 1,000 subscribers, it was surreal because when I hit 999, I think it stayed on like 999 subscribers for almost like a day or two. And I was sitting there checking and checking. I'm like, oh my goodness. You know, a lot of people will tell you that 1,000 subscriber count is a milestone because that's the first criteria in monetizing on YouTube, right? I can remember when the Fishing Magician, Metropolitan Angler, KLG, Maryland Fishing TV, who is now DMV Whisker King, Outdoors in Maryland, he's on the verge, Full Armor Bassing, just to name a few channels that I follow. You know, it's awesome to see these guys make that milestone of 1,000 subscribers. It's cool. I love it because it reminds me when I hit my first 1,000 subscribers. Let's say if you're watching this video and you're thinking about getting into YouTube, take heed to what I'm about to tell you, all right? First off, you need to understand that monetizing now is a lot tougher than what it used to be. And that's because a wonderful YouTuber by the name of Logan Paul, back in December 2018, decided to put a video on YouTube of a forest in a town of Japan called the Okigara Forest, right? And it's known as a suicide forest. And what does he do? He finds a dead body and puts it in his video anyways. Video went viral and everybody lost their minds, and YouTube as a result decided to change their policy. I believe back then it was like 10,000 views and you monetized. I do know it was a lot easier then than what it is now. And if I'm wrong on what it used to be, someone please correct me in the comments, okay? But that is why it's much harder now. YouTube wants to see that you're going to be committed to it. They're not going to put money just in any old person that decides, oh, I want to get into YouTube, and then a few months later, they're gone, you know? But again, to monetize on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you have to have 240 minutes of watch time in a 12-month period, not or 4,000 hours. Before you get into YouTube, ask yourself this question: is this something I really want to be committed to? Because I've seen it so much, and this is a pet peeve of mine. I can't stand when people do this. But one thing that bugs me to no end, I see oh, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. Oh, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. Oh, I want to get on YouTube and do this, that, and the other, right? Well, they're on fire and they're feeling good, and oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this, and yada, all this BS. But a few months later, they run out of ideas, and then bam, they just disappear. I'm sorry, me personally, I can't stand that, because your biggest fans are going to faithfully follow what you do on YouTube. And a lot of times, it's going to be people you don't even know. Have a plan, be prepared, and have fun with it, all right? I know me, my whole entire time on the road to 1,000 subscribers, I just had fun. Sometimes even old TBA gotta get motivated to do videos sometimes, but what I'll do, I'll go back to some of my first videos and I'll just watch them and just see how much fun I was having. It motivates me and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, alright, cool, you know what I'm saying? But, but just have fun with it. Things are a lot easier to do when you have fun with it. Especially when you start seeing success. Let me tell you something. when you see dollar signs starting to appear beside something that was your own idea, that is far different. It's very different. It hits different when it's your own creation rather than having a supervisor at work or someone you work with and then Uncle Sam goes, give me my money, you know what I'm saying? But it hits a lot differently when it's your own product. Now, this is something that when you start YouTube, you are going to face it no matter how far you go. Your first video, you're going to experience it. And these are the haters and the trolls and the critics and what else you ever want to call them. All right, trust me, you are going to have them. They are going to be coming after you hard. All right, they are going to be relentless. They might smile in your face and click a thumbs down behind your back. You get into YouTube, you are going to have haters. How are you going to deal with that? They're going to say something that either going to say, oh, this is wrong, or that's not factual, or do you even know what you're talking about? The thing is, how do you deal with it? How are you going to respond to that? Because a lot of people quit YouTube because they can't deal with the haters. Let me tell you something. I love my haters. Like I said at the beginning of the video, they might hate me, but I love them. You know why? Because they follow every single thing I do. They might be people that smile in my face and hate on me and give me thumbs down behind my back. Alright? But you know what? I honestly get off to seeing thumbs down on my video. I love it. Sometimes I go through all my videos and see which one's in the lead for thumbs down. I got 2 with 4 thumbs downs right now. Catterman once told me, if you ain't getting thumbs down in your videos, you're not doing something right. So embrace that stuff. Because you know why? When you get monetized and them haters start clicking your videos, guess what? They're gonna be paying your doggone bills and paying you while they click just to hate on you. Hey, can you imagine that? You getting paid for someone to be hating on you? That's awesome, you know what I'm saying? Do not get discouraged when family and friends and people you know stop liking your posts and stop liking your videos and they just kind of fall off. It's not that they don't support you, it's just that human nature, interests change, right? Interests change, and so does the interest of other people. While you're being consistent and putting things out for everybody to see, you got some people, they come and go. It's not that they hate you, it's not that they've lost their support. Some of them, they may have lost support for you. But don't get discouraged, because along the way, as you lose them, you're going to gain more. Speaking of losing, as you gain subscribers, you're going to lose subscribers. Let me tell you, when I lost my very first subscriber, I must have did 3 days of research to figure out why. Why did I lose a subscriber? What happened? Did I do something? Is this or that? Let me tell you something. That's just a part of YouTube. It's going to happen. It's going to happen some more. It's going to happen some more. A lot of times, I often lose a subscriber or 2 when I drop a new video that kind of takes off. But it's just the nature of the beast. You lose subscribers, you gain subscribers. Whatever. Alright? Don't get so hung up on that. Once you get them 1,000 subscribers, everything else after 1,000 is irrelevant. You can't please everybody. It's like the presidency. Doesn't matter. The president of the United States, no matter where or who, is going to have supporters and they're going to have haters. Same in the YouTube world. You're going to have supporters and you're going to have haters. Alright, and more often than not, the haters are the ones that laugh and smile on your face and talk to you. You know, and a lot of times, again, I look at one rod and one reel. I think he gets a lot of hate here in Maryland from the haters. Not because he goes out and fishes, but for the simple fact that he's making more money than most of these people are combined by just posting videos, catching fish. You know? That's a part of the beast. You know what I'm saying? But when you get a thumbs down, don't worry about it. I've even had times where I got a thumbs down on some videos faster than the time that had passed from when I dropped the video than what the entire length of the video is. Like, it'd be 2 minutes. I'd be 2 minutes. I just posted that video, already got a thumbs down. That's the nature of the beast, baby. And like I told you, I love thumbs down because I love making my haters mad. Like I told you, They may hate me, but I love them. You know what I'm saying? Next thing to take into account, we're gonna get back on the haters. Alright? On rare occasions, especially in the fishing world, you might have that person that recognizes you and decides to confront you for no other reason than, oh, you fishing my spot and I know this spot, it's a good spot, and why are you fishing here and all that good stuff and blah blah blah. I know someone that happened to. He just smiled, and often when you confront them back, they get silent because they don't really know why they're mad. They're just mad at the fact that you're making money and that you're doing what you love. Well, there are two types of people in the world. People who can sit back and just watch it all happen as a parade passes them by. Or there's people who say, you know what, I want to be a part of the parade. I'm going to make it happen one way or another. The world still spins, life still goes on. What I would do if I was confronted in that kind of situation, first thing I'm going to do, I'm turning my camera on. I'm just going to record them. And then I'll apologize if they're upset. You know, I don't know them personally. But if they want to make a fool out of themselves, then I'll let them make a fool out of themselves. I'm just going to sit back and let them do their thing. But me personally, I've never had that issue before. Listen to what I'm saying, because this wasn't told to me when I first started YouTube. And now, even to this day, I suffer from this because of that. Music in your videos. Check it out. I know that you have your favorite song. You have your music that you love. You have music that fits perfectly into your video. But if you put a popular song on there by a popular artist, make sure that one, it's not copyright. Make sure it's not copyright. Make sure it's not copyright. Because what's going to happen, you're going to trigger a copyright claim for that song. And starting out on YouTube, it might not seem like a big deal, but when you monetize, guess what? If there's a copyright claim on a YouTube video because of music in that video, you're not going to be able to monetize that video. I am kicking myself to this day because my best video on YouTube is doing very good, and I couldn't monetize it because of one song. You got to think, music is a creative idea, so the people who have the rights to that music, whether it be the record company or the artist or whoever, they still get that. And sometimes if the video does really good, YouTube will place an ad in there for that artist to make music. All right. What I used to do, I knew of a few artists who had royalty-free music just for content creators, and I just got tired of having the same old music in all my videos. My thing in YouTube, I don't like to be predictable. So I would just have a lot of the same music and just play different songs from the same artist. And again, Caterman to the rescue, told me what he did. I did the same thing. I pay $15 a month for this site that I use, and they got some doggone good songs. And as a matter of fact, the shark video, my big shark video, that was one where all that music came from that site. So now I have a peace of mind knowing that I can use this music without triggering a copyright claim. Again, you get copyright claims on your videos, you're gonna cheat yourself out of a lot of money. That's happening to me now. I got a lot of good videos that are doing pretty good that I can't make any money off of because of copyright claims. I could take them off and re-download them, but it's too far along now. It's just not worth it, so I just have to eat that. Alright, but if you're thinking about getting into YouTube, just keep that in mind when you start YouTubing. Alright, next, editing software. Now, I will be the first to admit, oh, don't hover over this. Man, I got a helicopter hovering right over us. I hope it doesn't mess with the sound too much. He's slowing down too. I'm gonna keep going with the video anyways. Editing software, right? When I first started YouTube, I actually did all my editing on my cell phone. Alright? And I thought it was fine at first. Everything would download at 720p. I thought everything looked good. Well, then I joined a group called the Chesapeake Outdoor Sports. And I will be the first to tell you they were not bashful when it came to telling me how poor quality my videos were. At first I kind of took offense, I'm like, man, who are these guys that tell me about my videos? Well, let me tell you something. When now that I film in 4K and I see the difference in quality from a shark video as opposed to my first videos, oh my goodness, it's absolutely crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just night and day. So now I film in 4K. It takes a little bit longer to process on YouTube, but it looks amazing. The quality is just absolutely awesome. Crystal clear, and especially with the shark video, it looked good on a high definition TV. I cannot lie. Alright? I keep talking about the shark video. I'm gonna leave a link to that in the description so that way for those who haven't seen it, you can see it. Alright? The good side of YouTube. I'm gonna tell you, when I first started doing YouTube, I saw it as, hey, let's get monetized so I can start making extra money. And yeah, well, now that I've seen how it's taken off and how it's taken shape, I kind of see myself as a brand now, man. I mean, at first it was just starting out as fun, you know, I'm working towards something, but now I see myself as a brand. You know, I'm seeing opportunities to market myself. Along with that, you know, one thing I've learned with YouTube, you're gonna make other friends, you're gonna make friends with other YouTubers, right? And the problem I've seen, I used to advertise what I was gonna do next, what videos I'd be putting out, and I started noticing other YouTubers who are also fishermen would kind of do the same thing. Or if I advertised I was gonna be dropping a video in 2 days, I'd see other YouTube anglers would drop videos a day before that to try to jump on that. And that's when I started kind of keeping my money moves, my marketing moves to myself, because do keep that in mind. If you have success on YouTube, everybody don't need to know what your marketing moves are going to be. Alright? You could tell people, it's cool to let people know who support you, but just be careful who you tell, because other people will try to use that information against you. I had mentioned an idea about doing a particular video. A week later, another YouTuber did this exact video, and this video actually took off. It actually got quite a bit of views on it. So just have a plan, but it's just like playing poker. Everybody don't need to know your moves. Alright? Next, I struggle with this with myself, but have a schedule. Have a schedule when you're going to post videos. I typically try to go with Wednesdays, but because of my work schedule, sometimes it's hard to get out there and get on the water. As a matter of fact, I'm actually filming a series of videos as I'm filming this video, since I haven't been able to get out on the water because this COVID-19 crap has kept me so busy at work, right? But try to have a schedule. If you can, try to drop more than one video. Right now I do one video a week. Last summer I was doing 2 videos a week because I had so much content saved up. But have a schedule, have a plan on how you plan to drop videos. Alright? In the fishing world, it's a little hard sometimes because your star is in the water, you know, and me, sometimes it's hard to have something else ready, because if you go out and the fish don't bite, it can be a little rough. That's also why I'm a multi-species angler, you know, because there's times of the year when catfish can be really hard to catch. And it's funny because when the catfish can be tough, that's normally when the snakeheads are actually biting really well, and vice versa. So, you know, but if you're doing like a makeup or news or something like that, it's a little easier because you just have a camera and just keep it rolling, you know. This is another thing I used to struggle with because I'm old school. I don't believe in staying on my phone and all this wonderful stuff, but if you're gonna try to make it on YouTube, you have to keep a constant online presence. I struggle with this, and I still continue to struggle with it because I'm not someone that's constantly in my phone, on a computer. Oh my gosh, Becky did this. Oh my gosh, Sam did that, and none of that. And I'm just naming off random names. I'm not naming anyone particular. But for me, it's hard because I like to do things as I'm not on my phone like that, and a lot of times when I'm working, I'm holding a steering wheel in my hand looking out of a windshield, right? So definitely keep an online presence when it comes to starting YouTube, because again, I don't know if you all are looking at how the world's going, but everything is going to the internet. The internet is the new way. Alright, speaking of online presence, you want to get into Facebook groups that are relevant to what you're pushing out. Instagram, you want to start getting used to tagging brands and using the right hashtags. I've recently just started understanding how Instagram hashtags work, right? But let's talk about Facebook first. Facebook, you want to join groups that are relevant to what you're doing. Now, you don't want to be that one that just posts stuff about your content and that's it. No, don't be that guy. Because I'm going to tell you right now, and especially with Facebook groups, if you just post a link of your YouTube video, you're not gonna get no reactions from that. And I've seen that. I've watched many people and still watch them to this day, to where they click links, they'll put links in their post and they'll share them all over the place, and they won't get no reactions because people, it's just another YouTube on a Facebook group trying to promote their stuff and all that good stuff. But it's what you want to do. You want to be active in that group. You want to like other people's stuff. If other people are asking for advice, give advice. Just communicate and show appreciation for other people's stuff, because you're gonna look like a butthole if you're just only there posting your stuff and not doing anything else. All right. Another thing that worked for me, I used to watch how other guys do their YouTube stuff. So what I did, I stopped posting a thumbnail. I'd post a link in the comment of my post, and I'd post all the pictures of the fish that I caught. And I was getting a lot of reactions that way, and that's when I noticed that my views started going up. And then I even took it further. Sometimes, especially on Facebook, I will actually post a small little teaser, if you will, a trailer of my video. And then I'll leave a link and just show some people, just how I'm doing stuff. And it actually garners a lot of reactions and post interactions and stuff like that. The thing is, I'm constantly thinking outside the box with how I can market myself. Because again, YouTube, unless you can hit that algorithm perfectly, you gotta lay all the groundwork yourself. YouTube's not gonna hold your hand and do it for you. And then there's that old pesky fish brain. Now, talking specifically to my fishermen. Now, there's a lot of people who love fish brain. There's a lot of people who hate fish brain. Me personally, I can see both sides of the argument. I don't like personally how it's changing the culture of fishing, because I feel like that fish brain is taking away the appreciation of the species that people are targeting, and it's just creating more opportunity for people to just merely catch fish and post pictures and stuff like that. But on the flip side, I myself use fish brain because it is an awesome marketing tool for your videos. You could actually post a YouTube video directly on the fish brain and you get more people to follow your content. After Facebook, fish brain is my next most successful social media site. It's my next best social media site after Facebook for marketing, followed by Instagram. Alright. Another thing that works too, I'm not a big fan of it anymore, but sponsoring your posts on Facebook and Instagram, it costs money. But sometimes I used to think it works. It works on that platform, but it doesn't work much in terms of gaining viewership. Alright. So and there's also Google Ads. Now, me personally, I used to use Google Ads for the first couple of posts I did, and I stopped using them because, again, the amount of money it costs, I really wasn't seeing much of a difference in my views. Alright, I noticed that my views would go up a little bit, but not that much. So I stopped using Google Ads. Another thing with Facebook, you got to be careful. Facebook is constantly trying to make it to where you have to pay to sponsor your content, to get your content out there. what I do is I'll make individual posts on different groups, and I get the best reactions that way. You used to be able to share one post to a million different groups at the click of a button real quick. Problem is, they had an algorithm that was a spam algorithm, and if you triggered it, you wouldn't be able to post for so long. And that actually happened to a YouTuber. He couldn't post, I think, for like 3 months, I think it was. He just couldn't post anywhere because he shared so much. But what I'll do is I'll create the post, I'll copy and paste the wording off of that post, and then I'll make a new post in each fishing group. That way it takes a little time, but again, it's all in perspective. What are you willing to do to get views? All right. Another fun marketing way I found to market. All right. And this was actually another thing that motivated me, because Todd the Gun Guy does this, and Chunky Cats also does this as well. But what I started doing along my ways when I was on the way to rebuilding myself financially in lieu of child support, I started doing Lyft and Uber, but I mainly stuck with Lyft. Lyft, I had made business cards, and on the business card I had my logo on one side, YouTube on the other. And I would go down to the DC area and work, right? Well, eventually I got so used to DC and knowing the history of it, I'd actually like give tourists rides. I'd tell them the history about DC as we're passing monuments, and then I'd tell them, I'd say, you know what, a lot of people don't know this, but DC is very good fishing water. There's very good fishing down here. Oh really? Yeah, DC is a very good fishing. In fact, I caught my biggest catfish down here. Really? How big was it? 56 pounds. You catch fish that big in DC? Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you want to see that video, check out this channel right here, The Baltimore Angler. And I'm gonna tell you like this, y'all, alright? I gotten so many subscribers doing Lyft, DoorDash. Guess what, man? I give them a card right there. Hey, check me out. You know, check my content out. Alright? I've gotten so many views and subscribers doing that with Lyft that it was just wild, and they will faithfully follow you too. Another good spot for YouTubing is the tidal basin in DC, because if anyone watching this who knows about the tidal basin and fishing down there, if you catch a fish, you get swarmed with tourists and paparazzis and everyone wanting to take your picture. Perfect time to market yourself. Give them a business card. This video is going to be on YouTube. You might see yourself on YouTube, you know? It's an awesome time, I'm telling you. Another thing I did too, if I go to the movies, if I go to the bathroom, I will seriously leave business cards in every single stall, every single urinal, every single sink. I leave business cards everywhere. I don't care if not a single person sees it and the people that work there throw them all away. At least that's one person that saw them, all right? And if I'm in a movie theater by myself, I'll put them in every cup holder. I'm telling you, I have fun. I go all out when it comes to marketing myself, all right? Another thing I do, what Chunky Cats does as well. Now, when I get a new car, I'm gonna do this. I don't wanna put it on my old Goldie, but you know them decals that they say you can make money off of every month when you have a decal to advertise yourself? Well, I was about to do that, and I said, you know what? Why do that if I could just make money for myself with my own decal? You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what Chunky Cats does. Elston, he actually had on his pickup truck, he has a Chunky Cats logo on the back. And it was funny because I was actually doing Lyft in DC, and I actually saw a black pickup truck, a Ford F-150 with that logo, and it was him. We were stuck in traffic, and it was pretty cool. But I'm gonna tell you, when you stuck in traffic, I myself, if I've seen YouTube pages on other vehicles or I'm stuck in traffic, I'll check them out. I'll be the first to admit. And I'll tell you, other people, it's a great marketing way. Another thing that I learned with you doing YouTube fishing videos, your presence alone is enough to make a spot become wildly popular. All right, I've been recognized by other fishermen at spots. I've had people take pictures of me from a distance and send it to me. And I know same with one rod and one reel. I know that guy has made spots wildly popular just by his presence. Alright, so there's a catch-22 when it comes to putting a logo on your car. Alright? When it all comes down to it, it's all about motivation. And I gotta give a shout out to DMV Whisker King, alright? Cause when he hit 1,000 subscribers, this dude went live for 6 hours on YouTube. I'm like, why is he going live for 6 hours? Then it dawned on me, the very next day he monetized. So when he went live, he got all those minutes that he needed to monetize. You can't bust nobody when it's their motivation. The very last thing, no matter what you do in this YouTube world, have fun doing it. Alright? Have a blast. You know, people see me cutting up and getting loud and getting excited over fish, and you know, I'm not just trying to put on for y'all. I genuinely have fun. I was like that even before I got into YouTube. Have fun with it, man. You know what I'm saying? And have lots of fun, have little expectations. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. One thing I learned in YouTube, your videos that you think will do well, they won't be your best videos. The videos that you least expect to do well are going to be your best videos. And that's happened with all my videos. Every single video that I thought would do good didn't do good, and the ones that I didn't think would really do well took off. It happens all the time. The YouTube algorithm can be very unpredictable at times. All right, next, one thing I forgot to touch on, do not be one of these ones who purchase bots or purchase view times or subscribers. Absolutely no successful YouTuber has ever used bots or purchased view time or purchased subscribers, because one, it's kind of like cheating in a sense, you know. But two, that's against YouTube's policy, and if you get caught, they can take you off of YouTube and demonetize if you're already monetized. Don't do it. Put in the hard work like all the rest of us to have success. Me, I'm still working on my way up. I'm only at like 2,000 subscribers. That might sound good to people who aren't familiar with the YouTube world, but in the YouTube world, that ain't nothing. Alright? But overall, have fun with it. Alright? You can have success in anything you want. Alright? Especially in this YouTube world. All you gotta do, if you have an account, start posting videos and start marketing yourself. But most of all, have fun doing it, man. You gotta have fun with this stuff. If you being all serious and you have high expectations, you're just gonna burn out and run yourself into the ground, man. Don't be all serious. Have fun with it. Be consistent, have fun, and everything else will follow. Alright? So that was my story, how I got into YouTube, and then just some advice on how to get to those first 1,000 subscribers. Alright? So again, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Alright, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click that bell so you get notified when I drop a new video. Alright? Anyways, the sun's about to go down. Even though the breeze feels wonderful out here, I'm out of here. Alright? So in the meantime, y'all take care. Be easy. Baltimore Angler. See y'all later. I hope you enjoyed this video.